buck hunting
I
instead of...
segued too far. So yeah, here
we are. We're
and
back in a place that we're familiar with.
very familiar.
And we've done videos in probably the same exact spot in the past. We have a cow tag to fill. And of course, one of the guys we talked to said, all I'm seeing is bulls.
Yeah.
I counted 80 bulls and 1 cow. It's like, well, that's not a great ratio in our favor.
No, it isn't.
And we've already seen the 1 cow apparently that's...
I guess so. We saw that yesterday.
Do we want to go into what happened there?
Kind of moving along a few different spots, calling. And we had an elk come in. We just didn't realize it.
Yeah, we got to a spot and looked like it looked like an opportunity. So we set up. Ken was on camera a little bit beside and behind me, and I was set up looking over a small opening on the edge of the woods. And we called for a while, kept looking around, not seeing anything, looking around, not seeing anything. Said, well, should we pack up and move on to the next spot? And we did that as we
turned around.
Yeah, that
basically
happened. Yeah, turned around, taking a few steps out towards the open field behind us, out of the woods, and there's an elk. A cow elk.
Cow elk just coming through, trying to figure out
what's going on.
What's going on? These 2 goofballs trying to sound like elk.
That was fun. The plan was working. I was not patient.
Yeah, we kind of botched that one.
Well, yeah, and you stopped it, but I didn't have my bow ready.
I know. I botched that part. When it first stopped, I ranged it at 75 behind that tree. I'm like,
yeah, I was hoping we could get her to come in a little bit, but yeah, if we'd sat there, she was circling around trying to get our wind, and she would have got our wind if coming on our backside like that. But if she was, I don't know, she probably would have got our wind anyway.
Yeah. She was already running when we saw her, right?
No, she was walking.
Oh.
Then when she saw us coming down, I think she picked up the pace.
Yeah.
But she was coming in, I think.
All alone, though. But hey, we finally saw an elk.
And we, I think it obviously responded to our calling and was coming our direction. But it was circling us.
Yeah.
Trying to get our wind and just figure us out.
Not patient enough for it.
No, not seeing any activity. It's like, okay, hit a spot, call for a bit, move on.
And everything we heard went away from us. So it's kind of hard to feel like...
This was a surprise, really. I mean, it felt like a good spot to stop and try. But to have it actually work.
Right. Well, it might have been part of it, too, is they had to have come uphill to us. They probably didn't like that.
Didn't want to come uphill. Wanted to get some wind on us.
Yeah.
Nice looking elk, though.
Yeah, it was a good elk. Next one.
We'll keep getting better at this.
We got closer.
We called it in again.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
Closer. It's a good morning. I just, it feels like an elky morning.
Yeah. Finally hearing the bugles. It's a little cooler.
Things are moving around.
And we finally saw an elk. All right, where to next?
Do you want to keep working this down? Or do you want to flip the program and go a different direction?
I don't know. I mean, our calling, that one came up. But we had to wait a little bit. I mean, if there were more down there, they might have heard us and followed already.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying I don't know. Which I know is no help at all.
Crap. That was just
Yeah, we
so close. So far.
yeah, that one had us made too much to be able to pull it back.
Yeah, by the time we were moving our stuff, she heard us moving our stuff and coming down here and knew that we were wonky. She stopped, but not taking a 75-yard shot.
No.
Plus, my bow wasn't in position.
Yeah.
So,
So
and she had me dead to rights and no way I could move.
yeah, she had both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was.
Oh, that was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah.
It's a good start. Well,
Hey,
a good next step. All right.
were you rolling on that as we were talking? Were you filming? Oh, okay.
I got some of it filmed too as it's running through.
Okay.
Wandered around a little more, kind of making a loop to see if there was any fresh sign after the rain, where things weren't moving. Ended up down by the big meadow and saw an antelope just slowly moving through that, so that was neat to see.
Yeah, and he was raking a couple of small trees, shrubs out there and stuff.
Yeah, nice buck.
Yeah, fun to see.
And continued on making our loop, didn't really see any sign of elk movement. And getting back to camp, I don't know, we were, maybe 300 yards from camp?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were between camp and the pond, and I see something moving in the woods, so I let Chip know, I'll get my camera up, and it moved a little bit and stopped and turned. I'm like, oh, that's a bear.
Get him. Cool. Very cool.
Well, not expecting to see a bear at camp, but hopefully it stays away now.
Yeah, we did see a bear track the other day,
We did.
so we knew they were in the area,
Yeah.
but this was a little bit of a surprise.
Yep. This one's fresher.
That's right by Bikini Blind too, isn't it?
Probably pretty close.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, hopefully it stays away.
Yeah, we don't have a bear tag.
Nope.
That's a bear between us and camp. Not at all what we were hoping to see.
That's not an elk. Doggone it.
Nope. But it probably smelled us, heard us, or saw us coming up before we even saw it, because it motored out of there pretty quick.
Yeah. Yep. It was not hanging around to
Nope.
do a meet and greet. It was getting out of there quick.
So that was the morning. Got back to camp, kind of squared ourselves away, and then went out for a little walk in the afternoon.
Checking for a fresh sign again, see what we could see. We did see something.
We did. We saw a fresh live animal. We stopped chit-chatting. All of a sudden there's an elk ahead of us moving, and it was a small bull. Well, a medium bull, I'll say that.
Yeah.
And the wind was in our favor, so it kind of just walked back and forth a few times, looking at us, trying to figure out what we were, and eventually ran off. But it was neat to see. Tried to get some video. Here is Adventure Videoing 101. Always put a fresh battery in the camera. Camera kept trying to turn off.
But yeah, that was the big excitement for the afternoon as we wandered around. Didn't find any spots that really said, "Hey, this is great. This is where you should be." So in the evening, we decided to go to a different spot, give it a shot.
Yeah, I had to try and remember where that was.
Yeah, running
Yeah.
together.
It was a spot that we had seen elk traffic before, and it was a pretty area, but it was kind of windy. Nothing was coming out, nothing responding to our calls. And,
Yeah, and it was old sign, but not, again, fresh sign. Like you could say they were through there every day or two or something like that. It was a lot of old poop. old tracks, but nothing much to.
Still nothing to get excited about.
Nope. No.
So we actually came back to camp early. Some kid was roaring around on a dirt bike about as loud as it could be, and decided that the hunt was over. Nothing
Yeah.
was going to stick around.
Yeah, but one of the things about public land is it's public land.
Public land, multi-use.
Yep. So that's what can happen.
So this morning we went out again to try and replicate where we saw
And today is what, Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yep.
It's the day we're on.
So replicate what we saw from the morning before. And the elk were not bugling. Again, no fresh sign. Nothing came into the calls.
Nope.
The only positive, we saw that buck antelope again out in the meadow. And we got back to camp, changed some layers, and then went out to another spot we hadn't been to yet this year, but had seen a bunch of elk and sign in the past. And we saw some fresh tracks. Tried to set up in a few spots and call. The wind got a little swirly on us. We decided, let's just back out rather than push it and ruin it, and maybe give it a chance for this evening if the wind can cooperate, when the elk might be getting up and moving, and we might be able to get their attention and pique their curiosity.
Yeah, get back in there and see. Hopefully the wind is in our favor this evening or dies down, that kind of thing. And then we get a chance at an elk.
Yeah. So I think that brings us
That
to,
brings us up to date on for Tuesday.
yeah.
Through our visit at this unit. Yeah. So nothing really exciting to report.
Unfortunately, no. A few moments, but nothing in the way of elk.
It's been beautiful scenery. Saw some interesting stuff like the bear and the pronghorn salamander.
Oh yeah,
Did not
salamander.
expect
We
to
got to
see a
look up
salamander.
and
Yep.
see what kind that was.
Yeah. So some different stuff, and it's beautiful country.
Yeah.
Even the lightning and the storm, have their beauty. So it was great to be here. Great to be in this place and
it's
be
just-
able to enjoy the public land that we have access to.
Yeah, it's just good to be in the elk woods.
Yep.